right. Welcome to the Baccarat Edge. This is the Baccarat channel for getting into the analysis of a Baccarat shoe. One thing I want to say before we get started, because I got so much to talk about. It's not going to all fit in this video. I got enough material for the next umpteen videos because there is so much to talk about. But let me get this out of the way. When you order the Excel sheet, please give me 24 hours. Some of you guys are in different time zones. So give me 24 hours, and then if I don't catch it in 24 hours, send me an email, remind me, say, hey, I ordered the sheet. What's going on? With that being said, let me show you how to use this sheet real quick. I should have done this one on the first video, but something I failed to mention in the first video. When you're entering information in this sheet, so you got player, so you got several, you're entering a shoe. Okay, I'm just entering not names, but entering hands randomly. And you have two tabs down here at the bottom. Let me show you these tabs. You have an entry tab and a sheet tab. The entry tab is for in case you make a mistake and you want to erase a hand or two. So see all of these, you got banker tied and you have 4 or 5 players in a row. Well, say you wanted to delete 3 of those players. You go down here and you click on entry. And if you notice, you see this is that shoe. And you go down to the last 3 players. You want to delete the last 3 players, you just highlight those 3 particular cells, hit your delete key, leave it at that. When you go back to the next page, those hands are gone. That's if you want to delete a couple hands. And of course, if you want to clear the sheet, just hit clear the sheet and you have a clear sheet. Okay, so when you place your order, just give me about 24 hours. I usually answer within 24 hours, but just give me a little time to catch the email, because sometimes I might miss it. That's why I say if it's been longer than 24 hours, shoot me an email or shoot me a message or something and remind me, because I might not be at home. I might be out and about somewhere. Might be at my second office. Second office is the casino. But anyway, that's that. Like I said, we got plenty of information. I don't know where to start, but this is going to be the first shoe I start on. This is Mr. Pierce. This shoe was sent to me, and he just wanted to let me know, or she just wanted to let me know. I think it's a he, though. I hope I'm not, if I'm making a mistake, please correct me. He just wanted to let me know that he got the program and he's tracking the shoe, and boom, here was a breakout. Here was a breakout. We got into a range right here. Bang, it broke out of that range. Boom, Katie by the door. Right on up. And guess what, guys? I'm going to tell you something. I would love to catch a shoe like this. If for some reason I'm catching a lot of range shoes, and that's we're gonna definitely, that's all I want to talk about is range trading. This shoe right here, these are the easy shoes. These are the easy shoes right here. This shoe right here, and I'm pretty sure he had no problem. This is a beautiful shoe right here. Beautiful shoe. Broke that resistance right there. Made higher lows right here. A higher low right there. Boom. Broke out. Look at that banker run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 bankers in a row. All I can say is beautiful. Beautiful. I'm glad you guys are getting uh, satisfactory results. Satisfactory results in playing a game of Baccarat. But there's definitely something I want to talk about. Okay. Well done, Mr. Peters. Well done. Let's get on to the hard stuff. You know, one of the Patreons here, call him Mr. Glenn, and I think he's a trader. Glenn, correct me if I'm wrong. You are a trader, if I'm not mistaken. You do know what you're looking at when you're looking at charts. I can just tell by your comments. And what I want to do is I'm going to bring in a real shoe, a live shoe that I played, and it was it was a hard shoe for me. Here is a live shoe. Okay? Now, let's get into this, because range trading, and I said I would sit on my hands. Sometimes it's, you try to anticipate a breakout. And I'm going to tell you the psychology of this game when it comes to making you, when you're supposed to make the bet and you hold back and then you see what you want anyway. All I can say is, what can I say? It's hard. Range trading or range betting, since we're looking at Baccarat, is hard. It is no joke. If you get down range betting, man, you're in the clear. And I'm going to talk about this, the live shoe you see before you. This is my shoe, but you know what? Let me say something here. And this is about, this is, I don't know how you guys are keeping your shoes, but this is okay. The way I track this, it's not as neat as I want it to be. My partner keeps his sheet a tad bit more neater, but this is a live shoe. And when you are tracking it live in a casino, you have a tendency to miss certain things because your chart is not as neat as it's supposed to be. Okay? The players are X. The red circles are banker. And then you have some blue circles there. And I think I'm going to just go with blue circles and red circles. But the blue circles are players. So I'm going to get into the shoe because I had a hard time with this shoe. Real hard time. With this particular shoe, I was down. Let's look at it from this point. Let's look at it this way. Before that run even gets into play. Okay? Let me erase that and do that again. Before that run even gets into play. Up until this point. Let's erase it up until this point. What you see here. And I know if I had a hard time, for you guys who do not trade, I know you're having a hard time. This is what you call mumbo jumbo. I call it spaghetti. Because it's just ranging back and forth. It's just ranging back and forth. Here is what I want to talk. Or here's what I want to talk about. Here's what I want to say. If for some reason you cannot get a grip inside of your range, sit on your hands. Sit on your hands. Here it is. This is this same shoe up here. If you cannot get a grip on this range, sit on your hands. Now, I made a mistake in this range right here. I made a mistake in this range right here. And I didn't realize it until I got home. What I should have been trying to do, and I'm learning this. I call this the R&D lab, research and development lab. I'm at a live casino, and I'm learning this as I go along. Bear with me, because this is the same kind of techniques applied to trading. As you can see, we are in a player shoe. It's on the negative side. It's on the negative side. The only thing I should have been betting is resistance. The only thing I should have been betting is resistance. If you're on the player side, and look, I'm dancing around -5, -6. If you're on the player side, and at this point right here, by the time we got to the 0 right here, I should have realized that every time it got back up here to -3, I should have been betting player. These 2 times right here, I should have whacked that. And all you want to do is win one play. I should have whacked that. Okay? These 2 established a major resistance, major area of resistance. Only thing I should have got a minimum of 2 units out of this shoe. Now, if you look down on the real shoe, the real shoe is going to tell you a different story. Let's look down here. I was looking for the breakout. I was looking for the breakout. I was looking for that. Did not wait for my confirmation right there, and never got a confirmation right there. I was anticipating. It turned around, went back up. Okay? I got the confirmation right there, and then I bet 2 units there. Did not get the follow through. So now I'm down. Now I'm down 3 units. And this is at, if I'm not mistaken, this is at MGM. So we're $15 a unit. And I tell you, your heart starts to palpitate when you start to bet anything more than your base unit. Your heart starts to palpitate. I'll tell you right now. You start getting $30, $45, $50, $60 a hand. Your heart starts to palpitate. But anyway, at this point, I'm down 3 units. So I anticipate another bad bet right here. I bet 3 units. So now I'm down a total of 6. This is just poor, not analyzing the shoe like I was supposed to. Now I'm down 6 units. So when it got back up here, I should have had this bet right here. But I waited and came in on a 4 right there. I lost that bet. Now I'm down 10 units. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I am human. I just could not get into the flow of this range. But the more and more I explain it, hopefully I can save you guys from going through the same thing. There's a couple other guys out there, a couple other people out there who I think is going through this. Can't think of his name. I want to say he's over in the UK somewhere and he's following me. I'm going to just call him D for right now. And I think he had the same problem. But I'm going to give you the solution to this. And I think I already gave you part solution, but I'm going to give you the solution to this because I realized where I was making my mistake. So now I'm down 10 units. So right here, when it went back up and hit this resistance again, I went 2 units thinking it was going to bust up, thinking it was going to break up. We got a saying in trading, and this looking at this shit is real. Looking at this is just like looking at a chart, and I don't know why or what made me think it's any different. Okay, so now I'm down another 2 units. So now I'm down 12 units right here. You know I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this at all. Okay, so gets down here. Didn't mess around down here. I anticipated the banker was going to go back up here, which I don't consider a bad place. So now I'm down 14 units. Now I'm freezing. Now I said, you know what? Get your thoughts together and wait. Get your thoughts together and wait, because now I see where I should have had the bets at. I'm down 14 units already. Already I'm down 14 units. So once I get down 14 units, something just said, Mo, wait for a break. That's my nickname, by the way, Mo. Mo, wait, and we're going to call this the Mo chart. And Mo stands for Mark of Excellence chart. But anyway, something just told me, just wait for the breakout. Stop trying to play the range. This whole range right here, if you're not comfortable with playing ranges, and I say this to you guys all the time, and I'm not comfortable with playing ranges, but see, my ego told me I can handle it. I'm down 14 units before I get out of the range. 14 units. And I'm like, oh, snap. Okay. At this point, I could have took that 14 units and walked away, but we had made it just about to the halfway mark of the shoe. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm a breakout trader. Wait for the breakout. Okay? So, here's my confirmation of the breakout. Okay? All right, I'm going to try 1 unit here. Caught that 1 unit there. Okay? I'm feeling a little good now. Caught this 1 unit here. Lost this 1 unit here. So now I'm plus 1 unit. Just in this section. Minus 13 now, but up 1 unit on the breakout. Right here, we have a lower high. And this is I'm getting my thoughts together now. Be patient. Be patient and wait for what you want to see. Be patient and wait for what you want to see. Okay? So it backs up. I lose a unit there. Okay? But all in all, this is a total of, this is 1 unit. Okay? So I get the confirmation again right here. And I say, okay, we're breaking down. So I bet 2 units right here. I got 2 units right there. I'm starting to feel a little better now. Got 1 unit right there, lost 1 unit right there. Okay, we back up. We hit major resistance. Twice, 1 time, minor resistance. Twice, major resistance. Okay? We hit that player. Once we hit that player, it's off to the races again. Right here, I bet 1.6 units. That's a 1.6. I don't know if you guys can see that. 1.6 units. So, and this is not $15 a unit. Let me correct myself. This is $10 a unit because I got a 0.6 here. Thought it was 15. My fault. Your mistake. $10 a unit. So at this point right here, at the high point, my biggest drawdown was $140 because I got 1.6 here. Okay, I'm caught back up now because the 0.6 is $6. that 1.0 is $10. So it's actually $10 a unit, not $15 a unit. That was yesterday's action. That's another shoe. Anyway, this right here is 1.6. So I'm betting $16 on this hand right here. And as you can see, I won it. Okay. So now I'm 1.6. I lucked up. Got 1.6 right there. It backed up. Came back again. Waited for the waited. No confirmation because I knew at this point, you know, you just automatically know when a shoe starts to trend. It's like being in a trade and you know, okay, I'm long the market or I'm short the market, and it's just going to run. I can't tell you, but it's a feeling you get. I'm in a good trade right here, and right now I'm feeling I'm in a good trade right now. Came down, tested this, and boom, I was right back on it again. I hit 2 here, I hit 1 here. It backed up to a lower high, and boom, off to the races all the way down. You can see this. 1, 1, 2. And I'm a conservative guy. What I should have been doing was 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would have had a beautiful shoe, except I'm a real conservative guy. I just wanted to get back to break even. I got a 1, 1, 2. Then you can see I bet ones all the way down until I lost. And I realized we were at the tail end of the shoe right here. So I stopped betting. That's EOS. That's end of shoe. That's what EOS means, end of shoe. Let's get back to this range for a minute, because this is catching the run is no problem. The range is my problem. We're going to look at this range. We're going to look at this range. Let's do this. There's support. There's resistance. Here is the technique for trading in a range. Don't try to the breakout. You'll hit some confirmations. You might get 2 or 3 runs. You can't anticipate how much that shoe is going to run down. I couldn't anticipate this run right here. I couldn't anticipate that. I couldn't have anticipated that run. But this range right here, here's how I see betting this range right here. When you start hitting resistance, just go for 1. Resistance, just go for 1. Either it's going to break to the upside or break to the downside. Here, we're talking to the downside because we're already at a -3 right here. So we already know we're in a player favorite shoe. If I would have just had enough gumption to just keep betting player, up 1 as I lose, this would have been a dynamite shoe. I just didn't have the balls to, up 1 as I lose and keep betting. If I would have done that, oh my goodness, this shoe would have been a whole different story. But when you get caught in a range, when it hits resistance, anticipate that it won't go no further than that and just go for 1 chip here, 1 chip here. Like I said, that should have been +2 units right there. Every time it hit that resistance. Not this is not resistance. This is only became resistance right here. And that was only after that play right there. I'm talking about this right here, this play right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You wouldn't have caught that because that established that. Now we know this line is major resistance. Just go for 1 unit. You're not going to grind. You're not going to get a killer shoe when you're hitting support or resistance. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. When it's hitting that resistance, go for one chip. Hitting that resistance, go for one chip. And you have to anticipate. You have to anticipate. So if you're sitting here not knowing that, if you're here sitting here and you see it's hitting resistance, your next bet is player. Your next bet is right there. Your next bet, you're betting to the player right there because you know it's hitting resistance. Anytime it gets up to a resistance, major resistance, where it has already established, and when I say already established, you're talking this is minor, this is major, boom. Okay, so next time it comes back up there, go for the play. My partner loves this kind of play. He anticipates that. And yes, I must admit, he might be a tad bit better than me in range trading. In range trading. Anyway, back to business. And as you can see, it hit that. Boom, you'd have caught that, you'd have caught that. Only thing I should have had in this whole area of play is 2 units. Worst case scenario, 2 units. That's it. It never got back. If it had got back up to that line again, that was my bet. But, you know, as sloppy as I was doing my writing, and I do consider this a little sloppy, when you make sure your charts are neat, especially if you're in a live casino and you're handwriting, because when you start to see, without seeing this ahead, when you start to see this is called playing the far right edge. When you start playing that far right edge, you want everything legible. You want everything legible. And you can see right here, this banker shoe, this banker right here. Let me turn that into a square. That banker right there was a lower high. And you know, when you get into the mix of things, and you know, when you got a whole lot going on, you got people talking around, you know, I'm not giving no excuse or anything, but when you have to be concentrating. You have to be concentrating. And when I'm telling you, it makes me understand it even a whole lot more. And what I want to do is I want to tighten up my play when it comes to range. Once you get the range down, you're a monster in Baccarat. You can go into any casino you want. I'm talking about playing, this is a business. I'm talking about playing Baccarat as a business. I'm not talking about just going in for some fun. You want to go in for some fun, it wouldn't hurt you to know this. But you guys who are really trying to learn this so you can walk in the casino, you have to be mentally prepared. Mentally prepared. Your mental game has to be stronger than your physical game. Your mental game, you have to go in there, and if you're down, don't panic. That's what you call critical thinking. You have to work your way out of that. Question is, how much are you willing to go down before you think you can turn around and go up? I was down 14 units in this shoe. That's a no-no for me. I should have stopped at -10, -7. Okay? So, with that being said, range trading is important. And in this shoe, I think I was down maybe 1 or 2 units by the time this shoe was over. I was down 14 here, 14 units here. Okay, got 1 unit, 13, 12, 13, 11, 10, 11, 12, 11, 12, 10, 9, 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. I was down 2 units by the end of this shoe. I was breathing with a sigh of relief. But what my critical thinking came in was something told me to just hold up. Just wait a minute. Wait till that pops right there. Either it was going to pop down or pop up. And a run is not guaranteed in the shoe. A run is not guaranteed in the shoe. But these bets right here, those are called revenge bets because I'm trying to get back to break even. That's a no-no, because if you don't have money management, you're going to get whacked. You're going to get whacked. Lucky it was a $10 shoe. I'm very lucky it was a $10 shoe, and I was able to think my way out of this shoe. But getting in situations like this, that could have been avoided by just waiting. If you're on the player side, pay attention to where the resistance is, and all you're doing, you're just looking for one chip out of that range. You're not going to get much out of a range. You just get one. Get that 1 unit and let it be. Or that 2 units, whatever you decide. Get that 1 unit and let it be. If it comes back up there again, get that 1 unit and let it be. Okay? This right here, lower highs. Lower highs. Okay, at this point right here, this is major resistance. It moved down. It moved down by 1. It came down to a -4 now. And once it hit that, it was gone. At that point, when I looked back up and saw where resistance was, that's what made me jump on that bet right there and just start betting. Because it's just something in trading, okay, resistance. Oh, it's not getting any higher now, and boom, that was the run. Now it could have very easily did this. It could have got down here, turned around, and it probably would have kept testing that, and it might grind down, or it would have kept testing, and each time it would have came down by a level. But this is a perfect example of your market structure, lower highs, and when that broke, when I got my confirmation right there, that was the confirmation. It's on. It's on. And you can see I took cold advantage of every last one of those bets. I just didn't up the bet like I was supposed to. I know. I'm only human. But I got back to break even, and I was glad I did. But pay attention to your range trading. Pay attention. I'm going to show you another shoe. Let's move on. That's a lesson learned right there. Let's bring another shoe into play here. Okay, where you at, shoe? Where you at? Here's another shoe. Now, this is $15 a hand. This shoe shook me a little bit because it was $15 a hand. I was anticipating on the breakout. Let's look at the real chart real quick before we get to the information I put in my chart. I was anticipating on a breakout to the upside. And where was my mistake? Here was my mistake. Always go over your shoes and do a replay of where your mistakes are. You'll play a lot better. Can you guys see where I was making a mistake? What we just talked, the opposite of what we was just talking about. Here is support. That's support. Bang. Hit it once right there. Hit it once right there. Came back here. I hit that. I I was going to say hit that trade. I hit that unit right there. When it came back, I tried, but it went down. When it came back, I hit that right there. Those are the only 3 bets I had. Those are the only 3 bets I had in this range. This range was a monster. Because when you're playing far right, not knowing, let me block some of this just so you guys have an idea what I'm talking about. When you guys are playing far right and you don't know what's coming up, step back and look at where you're at. That's a tight ass range. There was nothing really there. I should have been sitting on my hands. Should have been sitting on my hands. Not unless you are looking for a particular pattern in a range. Sit on your hands, because when the breakout comes, it's worth it. And we're going to see a breakout in a minute. When the breakout comes, it's worth it. Thing is, in this breakout, I didn't catch it because mentally, I spent myself right there. I spent all my energy in that range. And I was convinced that it was supposed to be going one way, and it reversed on me and started going the other way. That's hard. The hard part is, the mental game is, if you're thinking banker, you have to be able to flip and go the other way, just like a robot, without thinking twice. Okay? So let's go to this shoe now. Let's go to this shoe. The only time I got in a tough range was right here. And I started betting early. That's a no-no. Because I'm like, oh, this is, but what it taught me was, wait till you get to hand 15. I don't care what you see, breakout or whatever. If you see a breakout, most likely it's going to pull back. We call that pullback in trading. Most likely it's going to pull back. And what I was anticipating was an early breakout. It caught me right there. I lost a unit right there. Where you see these double lines, I took that bet down and it won anyway. I would have caught that, but I didn't catch that. I lost that bet right there. I lost that bet right there. And you can see the running count. By the time this range was over, I'm +2. I'm +2 in the shoe by the time this range is over. I hit a high of +3. So I hit a +2. When the breakout comes, I'm spent. And I know, look at this breakout down. And guess what? You see any bets other than the last 3? I caught the last 3. I caught the last 3. I spent all of my energy in this little fucked up range right here. Pay attention to your ranges. If you don't like what you see, don't bet. Some more to the story. Okay. Then I caught another range right here. I was done. I was just happy to be +2 in the shoe. I was just happy to be +2 in the shoe. And this is $15 a bet. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't go through another one of these ranges. But look what happens. I don't know what the probability is, but man, it seems like a breakout is always going to come in a shoe. Right here, and this was a tough shoe for me. So right here, it started to break out. And notice I had my lines where they were supposed to be. I would say, okay, this is support, bang. That's my confirmation right there. I shouldn't even went back this far. Even though, yes, it was down. Man, you really ain't got to go back that far. And then this tie right here, I said I was going to stop giving ties their own space because it threw me off. It had me thinking it was support. No support there. It's just a tie. And that tie has something to do with what's going on in this area right here. Nothing was going on over here. Okay? So, with that being said, this was my confirmation. I should have had 1 unit there, 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 and I'd have lost the unit there. I got it again. And this is when I realized, hey, that's a lower high. This is going to run some more. As you can see, I caught the next 3 bets. Lost on the 4th one. And that was it. Tried to anticipate a bet here. That was it. By the time I got 2, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. That was all. I ended up with, so I actually ended up with +5 on this shoe. I don't think I did any more on this shoe. Let's go to the real chart. See how it looks on the real chart. It looks so much cleaner, so much better. This is the range that gave me a hard way to go. This is the importance of keeping a neat chart so you can see clearly what's going on. What's that song? I can see clearly now the rain is gone. But anyway, this is, I can see this so clearly. So the importance of keeping a neat chart is very, very important. Very important. As you can see, players versus the bankers, 34 versus 29, one tie. Not a big gap. But this run right here, that's all I'm looking for. That's all I'm looking for. You got to run right there, and you got to run right there. That's all I'm looking for. That range, let's go back to that range for a second. Boom, established right there. Established right there. We got one. We got resistance right here, resistance right here, resistance right here. You would have lost that one. Bang. Hit it right there. You would have had that one. You would have had that one. You would have had a +3, worst case scenario. That's resistance. But we're on the banker side, which I just looked at the count, just reminded me. Let's look at the banker side of that. Those were counter plays. Be very careful with counter plays. I'm not even going to get into counter plays right now. Be very careful with counter plays because the actual bets should have been, after that was established, you should have popped that one. You would have lost there. Bang. And you'd have had that. That's still +3. That's all. That's all you get. That's all you get in that range. Don't expect a knockout in a range. Don't expect a knockout in a range. Okay? I'm learning this as this is still mind-blowing to me. The way I'm starting to chart. This is new to me. This is just as new to me as it is to you, except I'm trading. There's no excuse for me because I see this all day long. I see this all day and every day. I'm just amazed by it actually. This chart actually looks like it has buyers and sellers. It has its own momentum, as my man Glenn said. It has its own momentum. I have many more shoes to come. Don't forget to press the like button. Don't forget to press the subscribe button. Man, have I got some real shoes for you. Want to thank you guys for watching my channel. And we got many more videos. So, thank you for watching the Baccarat Edge. And the next video, I bet you can't guess what it's going to be on. Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? It's going to be on range. Because if you learn how to sit on your hands, or you learn how to bet the range, the rest is good. That's it. Take it easy. See you guys later.